I have a few decorative pieces around my house that look nice sitting on a shelf, but they are also one accidental bump away from becoming a very expensive pile of regret. This clear exhibit gel was gifted to me by the company to try, and I used it on a few items that tend to slide around or just feel a little too easy to knock over. The gel feels soft and stretchy, and you only need to pinch off a small amount. I rolled it between my fingers, placed it underneath the item, and then pressed everything down firmly. It is very easy to work with, although it is definitely sticky. This is the point of it, of course, but I also recommend having your item exactly where you want it before pressing down. I tested it underneath a couple of smaller decorations and it made them feel much more stable. They were not permanently glued down, but they also were not shifting every time the shelf was touched. That is really what I wanted from this. I was not looking for something that would turn its decorations into permanent fixtures. I just wanted a little extra security for the pieces that make me nervous every time someone walks by too quickly or kitty cat jumps up on the mantel. This will be especially helpful if you have cats, children, or family members who just somehow bump into furniture that has been sitting in the same place for 10 years. I also like that the gel is clear. Once it is underneath the item, you don't even see it. It doesn't distract from the display or look like a big blob of adhesive. When I wanted to move something, I just gently twist it instead of pulling it straight up. The gel released it without much trouble, and I was able to peel it away afterwards. I would still be careful with anything antique, valuable, or made from a delicate material. I always think it is smart to test a small hidden area first, rather than just assuming every surface will react the same way. The container is much larger than I expected to, especially since each item only needs a little bit. Unless I decide to secure every lamp, vase, and picture frame in the house, this should last me quite a while. I can see myself using this in several places around the house. It would be useful under small decorations on an entry table, collectibles inside of a display cabinet, or just anything sitting on a shelf that gets bumped occasionally. I also think it could come in handy when decorating for the holidays. Some seasonal decorations have a very strong desire to fall over for absolutely no reason. This is not something I would use to hang items on a wall, though, and I would not trust it with anything extremely heavy. But for me, it is more about having that added grip to instability to smaller items sitting on a flat surface. What I like most is that it solves a simple problem without being permanent or complicating. There's no tools, there's no drilling, and there's no glue that leaves you committed to one decorating arrangement for the rest of your life. You press a little underneath the item, let it settle, and your decorations feel much less likely to make a dramatic exit from the shelf. It is one of those products you may not think about until you need it. And then suddenly you start looking around the house for everything else that you need to add a little extra security to.